Hello and welcome to another episode of More Magic and More. I think it's safe to say Monday's episode was chaos. Dargon is an owl. I, Ander, have spider legs. Bothrid is a potted plant. What the hell is going on? Let's talk about it on the After the Show show.
Chaos.
Absolute chaos. My favourite ending to an episode ever. Potted plant Bothrid was like highlight for me.
Amazing.
I mean,
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy straight away.
Yeah.
Were these random magical events that you chose, or were they on a predetermined list?
I have a different Wild Magic Surge table which I'm using. There is the one in the either PHB or Dungeon Master's Guide, I can't remember which one, and I have a different one, which is far more interesting and far more exciting shit happens. So your little spark in your heart, the little burning effect is still there, but you've also now got these other effects going on.
Wow. That's a lot going on.
I'm starting to think that Ander has been so exposed to spiders and now he's got one growing out of his back. He's got to get over his fear at some point.
Or either that or just completely
aversion therapy, mate.
Yeah.
Like fear factor.
Or he'll be freaking out for round one.
So,
I think actually,
I think we're going to build this into the combat next week. There's going to have to be a check.
You'll have to make a check
every turn to see if you manage to do what you want to do, or you're just too freaked out by the fact there's fucking spider legs poking at your back.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a quick round of combat with fucking Captain Cactus and Hedwig, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It really is.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, man.
Those Wild Magic events have taken out two of your biggest hitters.
Yep.
Do you think Kirik's shimmery bollocks is a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. I'd just say good. I'd say good because I mean, well, I don't know. Is it neutral?
I mean, we're going to find out like the beginning of next session anyway. Kirik's is pretty cool actually. What is going to happen?
Nice.
So it's not detrimental like Bothrid and Dargon. I mean, Anders is detrimental to himself because he's got a fear of spiders, but actually is pretty good.
I was about to say his was fairly neutral. The other two were bad, and therefore I was like, I was hoping that his one's at least, again, just guessing from where we ended up at the table. Really,
he's either become a mirage or he's got like when Mario hits a power up and he's got like a free hit.
Yeah. He's got a Master Chief shield on for a minute.
I could climb the walls and pepper them with arrows.
Yeah, literally, you could climb up the wall and hang there and just.
I've only got 6 arrows. 6.
It's gonna be fun.
Oh man!
So I'm gonna be up on the wall, freaking out, and then Shank's just gonna be going, "Stop them! Stop them! Stop them!"
You can remember you can throw Shank.
I know, but how am I gonna get him back?
Don't get it.
So I sat there umming and ahhing over the voice for Shank as well, and I thought I've got to do something stupidly ridiculous for Shank, or Sir Stabbington, as he was called by Anders' predecessor.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be a preppy motivational type, isn't he? So it does work.
Yeah, so I can't remember I'm literally searching the name of the character now, but can you remember you all seen Labyrinth?
No.
Yeah.
The little rat-like creature that rides the I can't remember what he rides, but he's got like a lance and everything. It's like a proper knight, but a tiny little rat creature. That was my inspiration because it's very much got that voice.
I
So
can't remember his name. Sir Didymus.
Oh dear.
According to Google.
Sir Didymus, that's the one.
Can we ask about the last creature that we went up against?
The white one?
the metal one. For one of a
the
better
metal
word.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured that would cause some annoyance and confusion.
Oh, not just confusion. Yep. Just like, oh, this is just mental. I mean,
it's like, are we hurting him? Are we not? What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, exactly. And you know, it's like, okay, yeah, what's happening? Is it spell effects or spells from a certain level weren't doing anything as far as we're aware?
So it's got two capabilities. One of which is called limited spell immunity.
Nice.
Right.
So it automatically succeeds on saving throws against spells of a certain level or lower.
Okay.
And the important piece is attack rolls of such spells will always miss it.
Oh, wow.
So with the holy weapon,
it missed.
You can't miss with Timur's Wrath if it's hit. That's still going to have to count. But the damage from holy weapon is not going to count. However, when it has to save from a spell effect, the damage is still going to be there, but it's only going to take half damage from those certain things. So certain things worked, other things didn't. Yep. What it did, when you cast Blight on it, it's got another capability called Spell Deflection.
Yeah.
So in response to a spell attack missing this creature, it can cause that spell to basically reflect off it and hit another creature within 120 feet.
Yeah, so I've seen that before, and I've obviously seen it that, you know, a certain level doesn't do anything. So that's that. It was just it really confused us, and that's a very interesting mechanic to have.
It was aimed to be a bit confusing, that one. I mean, it just about fit with the aesthetic of the dungeon, but I saw it and thought that monster is far too cool, and I can make it fit. But it also brings in a new element because, for the majority, spells aren't going to work. I mean, I think Kirik's got a couple of 7th level spells.
No, 1/6.
No, it's 6th.
1/6 level spell. So yeah, you've actually not got any 7th level spells. Which goes back to something I was saying to Danny earlier, and the fact that you guys are not meant to be here right now. You've taken a total left turn through the story, and I've just run with it. So fuck it, well, it's there. Yeah. You want to go for it? It's there. I don't care. I'm having fun.
Yeah.
And it's quite cool playing out of our depth a little bit, isn't it? Because it's really my brain is thinking a lot to the point where it hurts.
I'm doing a lot more thinking. Yeah. And obviously it's one of those ones of, you know, okay, we've just been, you know, smashing through these rooms, and I haven't really been thinking about it, and then we've gone, oh, okay, yeah, I have used up nearly everything that I can do apart from hit twice. So
next encounter is going to be fun for Dargon.
Yeah. I've got a couple of things left.
As an owl or a
was
general?
But as an owl,
draining a lot of shit that's going on.
Yeah. But yeah,
so
you know,
aimed to sort of drain through your characters. The other ones I want to talk about was the wolf-like creatures that we faced on Monday. That slow spell was more effective than you could ever imagine. They have a fly speed of 100 feet.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Well, they're in a small room.
They were in a small room, but they could literally just fuck off to the other side of the room. Couldn't do that anymore. Could escape. Couldn't do that anymore. So yeah. And that slow generally fucked me over, that whole encounter. Like, I reckon they could have burned through you a lot more.
Yeah.
But because of slow, they literally couldn't do fucking anything.
Because of that, because we then got hit with free magic afterwards. I say free magic, sorry, I've been, you know where that's come from. Wild magic.
Free magic. Somebody's been listening to Sabriel.
I don't know what you mean. I've been listening to Golden Hand. I don't know what you're on about. Shut up.
Love it.
And I've just been hooked in it. It's
a great book.
Oh man, I'm absolutely hooked in this one.
Series.
The blaster we got afterwards of wild magic really fucked us over, and it was like that probably would have been a good time to probably recover. You know, but again, it was just like, look, this is only going to get worse. So
this is why I asked the question. When I was role playing Kirik, I was thinking, if you're handing out potions of healing, then Kirik would probably say share them, or if you've got potions of healing, Kirik would probably say share them. And I, in my mind, knew that Bothrid wouldn't heal himself with that right now, because he'd think there's worse shit to come right now. Yeah. Bothrid, even in his limited intelligence, thinking we've still got further to go, we've not reached the end.
Yeah. Well,
genuinely getting
yeah, it was
hard
weird.
as
It
you
was
go
one of those ones where I went, damn, I wish we'd had a short rest before this last room. But again, that's the whole point. You never know which is going to be the last room. So I suppose it was just one of those realizations of that. But before that, to be honest, it was let's get through every room because we have to get to the end. And it's going to only get worse as we go. And it's also not going to get any better with us stopping. So, you know, it was actually, to be honest, I think we've just got to go for it. So,
because what I was hoping, I've now I've twigged I can do unsettling words and cast something like slow, and it's more likely to stick. It's a bit more potent. But when you said he forms a humanoid, I automatically thought I'm going to do a hold person. That wouldn't have worked anyway, even if he was a true humanoid, because of his spell deflect bollocks.
well, spell deflect and spell immunities and everything.
So it was a construct of sorts, which
Yeah.
I think you can get by the fact that these random organs just flew towards it and created this thing. Did you get the reference and why it showed the Splinterthorn shield? Did you understand why that was yet?
Is it because he said you're the blood of your ancestors? But then, is it so? Were they the organs of like Ramada?
Not Rimado specifically, but organs of people from around here.
So were they actually Splinterthorn people?
That is something we'll have to find out.
So
if we can find that out.
I was way too tired at the end of the session to actually think about the fact that we were like, why are we here? What are we actually here for this orb for? What are we doing? And I suppose that's probably leans into the fact that, as Matt said, we have jumped ahead and maybe we should know something that we don't know.
Well, we had the dream, didn't we? And we thought, do we need to destroy it, or do we need to just collect it, protect it? And I suppose we were waiting to see what would happen when we got there. Like with the Soul Forge, we didn't know what it was, and then he ended up being a dick, so then we destroyed him. This bloke hasn't given us much of a choice either.
I was about to say, I wanted to talk through it and see what the hell we were going to do. And
I was hoping he would, we could convince him we're here. If he was, what I was going to ask him before he kicked off was, if he was here before, is he a power? I wanted to establish whether he was a power for good or evil, and then whether he wanted to protect Nylin or destroy Nylin, and then try and convince him either way that we were on that same path, whether it was true or not.
yeah, you also got to remember that we got really confused last week about whether we should actually save Nylin or kill it, because whether we should actually be leaving Nylin in where it is, because it's keeping everything else safe. It's the contaminated foot that you've got to chop off. You know, if you don't try and reattach it, because otherwise we're going to destroy the world. You know, so does, you know, like you say, does this thing want it to be saved or destroyed, and which is the good one and which is the bad one of those choices?
And his reason why might have been a clue for us. Yeah. But we won't find that out now. We've just got to try not to die.
I was about to say, you know, we're literally at the point of, okay, we're just going to make sure hope we don't die, and then probably go, shall we ask some questions? Also, can I also point out that there are 2 people not with us? They are a long way away. Yeah.
Gindris would have been very helpful right now.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Could Kirik Dimension Door and go and get him? You can't bring him back though, can you?
Yeah, I was about to say, he'd be able to leave. He won't be able to come back.
Well, I was just thinking about that. Let's have a look.
Or also,
It's
it might be a good idea for a bit. I can't remember whether he's got it. Banishment or Temporal Shun might be helpful next week.
Ah, very good point.
Like
Yes.
170 feet back to the stairs as the raven flies, and then you've got to go up. So potentially, but it depends where they've gone from there. Are they still in the room? Do we know what's happening? So he could dimension door back to somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, he'd make it because he can go 600 feet, I think, isn't he?
500.
500. So he can get there, but he can't get back. So
No.
Not without running.
Yeah. So Kirik could just go,
Yeah,
see you
so
later,
he
bitches, and
wouldn't
just
get
pulls his
back
cloak.
for a few rounds of combat. It would be without him, and I don't think that's the right thing either.
That's also, I was about to say, that's also, not taking into account the explanation of "come with me."
Because not that you want to always rely on Spirit Guardians, but he's the only one with area of effect stuff, to be honest, as well, when we've got multiple enemies.
He needs to.
Well, you did have a necklace of fireballs.
I know, but stop reminding me I've not got it anymore. That was the best thing I ever had.
It's
tell you
not
what, after
actually.
we've
You
It's
have
not
this
because
out.
because also
so
you say,
much potential.
I was about to say you say that, but also the amount of damage you do with sneak attack is just awesome. It's wonderful.
I mean, you look at that last arrow that you fired.
58
That
points
path to the
of
grave
damage.
was a right shout, wasn't it?
Fucking hell! Like literally, almost half of. Well, no, I think it was a quarter of that creature's damage in one hit.
In one hit.
HP in one hit.
Yeah.
So 252 hit points.
Ooh,
Mate,
we're
it
hitting
was
some
good.
big boys
Just
now,
there,
aren't
like.
we?
And as for the ice method that popped out of nowhere, that lasted all fucking 3 seconds.
The what?
The little bat
little
thing.
white ice method that
Yeah.
popped out
What
as
was
part
it?
of one of the wild magic surges. So yeah, he's gonna wish he never
Path to the
existed.
grave and the arrow was a right shout.
Yeah.
But that
But
showed
also-
some of the more collaborative side of D&D. So rather than just trying to do things, I'm going to do this, about, okay, what can I do next that's going to help Ander, or what can I do next
Help
that's going to
someone
help
else, yeah.
Dargon do a
Yeah.
shit ton of damage?
It helped that because I was doing both Kirik and Ander, I could hold my action knowing what Kirik was going to do next without having to metagame. So it felt like metagaming a little. If you feel like you're cheating a little bit, but at the same time, it's not like something we haven't done before.
But also, I have to say that what you said as your explanation meant that Samau would have got it. Like it was perfect. Your description of what Ander was doing and saying make this more powerful than it's ever been. Well, the only time that Samau's never done that, or not done that, sorry, is when he's gone, yes, but I've already got something better planned. Right?
Yeah.
Otherwise he's gone.
But you did the right
Yeah.
thing there of using Channel Divinity as well,
Yeah.
knowing that spells
Instead of a
weren't
spell.
working. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Holy Weapon, just give rid of it.
Oh mate, no,
Give me the works.
it's going to work. I'm holding out. It's gonna work.
I'm
Because
sure
even
at
if
some point
he's
it'll
not going
work.
to take in the damage, at least we could try and blind him. That didn't work
Right.
either.
I tell you what.
Immune to blindness, charmed, deafened, exhaustion, frightened, paralysed, petrified, and poisoned.
Fucking hell.
Kirik's got to do it the next time that Dargon goes up against a fiend, and just watch him slice it in half.
Right, let's just go to the
That'll be
Black
the day
City
that
then, just so we
Dargon
can
rolls
watch
3
Holy
natural
Weapon.
ones and gets really pissed off at himself.
Yeah, or has no superiority dice to do fainting attack and not get that advantage. But if you can imagine him, one hit, he can do 3d10 plus 2d8 in one swipe to a fiend.
Imagine if he casts
And then if you
Path
roll
to
a
the
natural
Grave
20.
before that as well.
Roll a natural 20 on that as well. Right, and you're
With
looking
Path
at
to the Grave.
30, 46. So that is 46 times 2 is 80, 92 plus 8 is 100 points of damage right there. Which, and then, as you say, Path to the Grave.
But you just double that, so it's like max damage would be like 200.
Max damage is 200 points.
There's a lot of
Oh,
setup.
Let's go to the Black
100,
City.
100,
Let's go to the Black
192
City.
because you don't double the the modifier.
I think I already know. After we get out of this, right, I'm just going to have a little holiday. I'm going to go back to Glentwag, right? I'm going to give all of the jewels and rubies and opals and obsidians and all of my money to Mephisto, buy every grenade type thing he's got, and then I'm just going to sit in my room, read my Tome of Leadership until I get those powers, and then that's it.
I tell you what we really should do, and because again I know we've jumped ahead, and I know that we've got occasional snippets of what else is going on. The players have anyway. We really do need to jump into how much worse is Nylon since we get out into the real world again, right? If it's not that much worse, I think you're completely right. We go, right, this is just cracking on. However, if it's sort of end game crumbling, rock falling down the hill sort of, escalation, then it's like, maybe not.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah.
Some downtime will be good. Because I tell you what, because I need 48 hours worth of study on the book over a 6-day period to get its effect, right? But it basically boosts my charisma score to 20. So that's most of my checks are ridiculous, plus 15, right? The charisma ones. And my spell DC goes up again to the same level as Kirik's spell save DC.
Beautiful. I still need to finish the Warlock's Pact. I'm halfway through, so yeah, I've got 40. I got the same as you, 48 hours. I'm gonna do 48
and I could
hours.
read my Song of Rest and get another +1 to performance, so that'd be a +16. Also, though, I will buy arrow upon arrow upon arrow.
You have a bag of holding.
So
buy 10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say they're not expensive at this point. To be fair, not for you guys.
Still worth probably getting a couple of special arrows
if you can find them.
Yeah.
Or getting them made.
Imagine getting some plus. Well, I've already got +12. Get some +1 arrows.
Yeah, it's more the fact that they usually do damage to specific creatures. They're usually.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Very.
Because I had those arrows of
pinpoint.
face slaying that I never got to use.
Face laying and Dragon Slayer arrows and stuff like that. You get them, that's fine, Right, and what you want to do is basically go, are there any around there, like Fiend Slaying or, and just
Elemental Slaying, based on what we're facing at the minute.
Yeah.
That'd be nice and cheap.
You was going to say, you've got to bear in mind they are going to cost an absolute fortune each, and you're probably not, you won't get them back, or you'll either get them back and they were a standard arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say if he's got any more, has he got a, cock ring of fireballs? I don't know, just anything that you can wear that is.
And just they're like thrust in.
It would be good.
A fireball for you.
I do need something, or even just because I never used to panic about being a ranged attacker, and I'm luckily I've got this dagger now, so I can get in close and personal if I need to. But I am quite twitchy about the fact that I've only got 6 arrows left, and we could easily spunk them in this fight.
Well, I mean, it's literally one per enemy at the moment.
Yeah.
So, if they are of the same level, and they may not be, right, because they could just be a higher level of whatever we just hit, but we could clean up the 5, whatever they were, elemental things pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. 4 and the Ice Guardian or whatever thing.
3 in the Ice Guardian thing.
Right. Got them, and then Biggin. To find out what
the thing is, do we need to take out the big guy, and then they'll just all stop anyway, because he's obviously created them.
Absolutely. Again, that's the thing. Is like, what do you send Dargon in to do? Right? He could in 2 rounds probably clear each one, right? But that's 8 rounds sitting around not hitting the big bad, right? Or does he go for the big bad and let you guys clean up? Does Kirik use his Spirit Guardians to clean up the 4 on their turn, while Bothrid and I are standing at the big bad?
I think that's the.
Or does Kirik send Big Bad to the naughty corner and we clear off all 4, and then we sort out Big Bad when he comes back?
I think he is going to have something similar Spirit Guardians, where he'll be protected by wind, where you won't actually be able to get within melee range of him.
Yeah.
He'll have a defense like that, so we'll have to take on the other ones, I think, because you won't be able to get close.
Just like the end of yeah. Just like the end of a game, he's just like, you can't get to him until you've killed all of them, and then he's got a vulnerability for 15 seconds, then you go in and kill him, and then you've got to shoot back again.
Yeah. Like, there's a window, he can only hold it up for so long, and then you get 1 round to attack him, and then it's back up for another 5 rounds. But it could even be like...
Stop giving him ideas.
If he is... Matt's already created him, he can't change it now. If it's so windy as well, I might not be able to actually fire an arrow. It might be with disadvantage on a ranged attack every time because it's too windy.
Ooh, that'll be interesting if it is really windy. Whether we also get like disadvantage on whether we can talk to each other.
Yeah.
That'll be another interesting one.
Ooh.
Wow, that's weird.
That is tough.
It's gonna be
something else I was going to say. What was it? I don't. You know when I blinded
one of the
I don't think
monsters you faced.
Oh great. Oh no, that's not good.
Well, this guy next week is the biggest bag.
Are
we've
we
ever faced.
actually going to
Literally
start
the
seeing...
biggest bag you faced? Yeah, it's
Evens
it's
up in
insane.
here.
As I say, this is you were not meant to come here right now.
So worse than Neeladrin, worse than Zapanir.
Zapanir probably not. You've not faced Zapanir.
True.
I was going to say, are we going to see
Zapanir.
legendary actions and resistances then?
Fucking hell.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
definitely happening next
Yeah.
week. I'll let
That's
you
what
on
I
that
thought.
one. Yeah, that's definitely happening.
I'm thinking we go back to the land of the dead, you know, and just fuck off.
See ya. Grab your potted plant.
No, I'm out.
You guys go, and then there's an owl just floating around going, "Hey guys, wait!"
Where are you? Where are you?
Where'd they go?
I don't think it backfired too much when I blinded everyone, did it?
No, I thought it was perfect.
You
Well, he
again.
could still see. He couldn't do fuck all, but he could still see.
I did think you were going to make the save though, Dave, and then you bloody rolled a 4.
I can believe it. I've got a +9 and I friggin' cop it. I'm just like, come on. I literally have constitution and strength,
Oh, you
know,
could've
and I
used
still cop
Indomitable.
it. I'm like, God's sake.
You didn't use Indomitable.
That's a very good point. I said it at the start and I forgot. You're absolutely right. Could have done then.
Well, there you go. Save
Yeah.
that for next time, didn't you?
Yeah. Ah, yes, actually, it's a very good point. So, going on to that one, I have 1 superiority dice left for this fight.
I've got 1 bardic inspiration.
All of my healing light, if I need it. Second wind. Stone's endurance. And my indomitable. So I am probably glad that I have kept that. Because also that
I've only
one,
got 1 use of either inspiration to you guys for a save or unsettling words for them on a save.
Yeah.
Which is a bit hard.
I really
I'm
haven't
trying to
been
pick
able
when
to
I'll use that.
I keep forgetting about. There they are. I keep forgetting these two because they're not in an action or bonus action. They're just other things, as in they're free actions or whatever you call them, and they're my other manoeuvres: bait and switch and manoeuvring attack, which I knew I had both of them, and I forgot. And I didn't forget. I just was like, did I read them and not choose them, not pick them? But now they are here, so I really need to start using that. Oh my god, that's incredible. Yeah, damn it, that's what I need to start doing. Yeah. I knew I had a bait and switch, and I was like, I've surely got to find a good place for that to use.
I think you've used it 1 time.
And I think it was very helpful. I think I used it in
Very early on.
I used it in Moonbright to let
Yeah.
the archdeacon to leave. So I used it then.
So that could be good, right? If I have to get up close and personal because I've used all my arrows and I'm before you in the... Although I
Yeah.
can just disengage, but I could end up in front
But
of
if
you.
you
could
use
then
your
switch
bonus
with me.
action to do anything else and you can't, then manoeuvring attack, bait and switch, switch places with you, and then it doesn't provoke any opportunity attack. So I could be standing behind you, and we will swap. So therefore you're safer, and you gain an AC of whatever I roll or plus.
Oh,
So
That's
yeah.
going to be handy.
Is that gain AC or gain temporary hit points?
No, this one is gain AC.
Shit.
Yeah, so until the start
Because I've
of
got
your
the
next
lowest
turn,
AC.
you or the other creature, your choice, gains a bonus to AC equal to the number I roll, and I can roll anywhere between 1 and 10.
Fucking hell.
I need to remember that one, because that was the one I keep
Like a
trying
30
to...
fucking armor class on some of you bastards.
The
I mean,
thing is,
I
though,
could have
right, if you
32.
actually-
Well, I could have 32 if I had my shield out.
if you do the switch, you're best off giving it to yourself, because then you're then going to get hit, aren't you?
If you're looking particularly shit and there's someone who could get to you, no, I'll give it to you.
That's true.
Because
That's true.
I'm a bag of hit points. If you're on 30, I'm like, no, you need to make sure that you're on her 30 hit points. It's like, no, make sure you don't
I'm
get hit.
starting this fight with 69 hit points. I haven't got slow, because I've used all my 3rd level spell slots.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
Oh, fuck.
So my go-to move is out the window.
Yeah.
Although I have got the Ring of Counterspell,
Nice.
but I never seem to be able to use that properly.
Yeah, you're either out of range or it's not a spell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about right.
But we're in a pretty small room, so I think I'll always be in range.
I mean, that's not a
This is
small
where
room.
Matt blinds me next week.
That is a massive room.
Well, I'm pretty close. Well, I'm close to some of them, I suppose. We'll see.
Well, I mean, you
I'm going to
stand
get
right
close
next
and
to one.
personal next week.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting. So we are going to have to work out. I mean, we can discuss it, but I'm pretty sure that I will have to go with Dargon goes for the big bad, unless the big bad disappears. And then it's like, okay, well, maybe.
I have to say, mad respect for anyone who plays a fucking full caster like sorcerer and cleric at high level, because it's fucking nuts.
I mean, at least you're just scrolling through it, my
granted-
eyes blurred. I'm like,
Granted, Kirik's took him up through the level, so it's easier
Yeah.
to take in. I looked at it 5 minutes before we went live and thought, fucking hell, I should have just not come to see you on Sunday, Matt, and spent all day reading it.
we
Tattooed
Well,
on
no,
my
it was kind of
eyelids.
important that you came on Sunday. There was a critical function you needed to play. So.
I mean, we did say that you were, that we were going to spend the week looking at it, and then neither of us did.
Well, I see Samau on Sunday as well, and he went,
Yeah.
have fun reading my character sheet when you go home, and I was like, oh fuck, I forgot about that. So I went, see you tomorrow, and he went, no you won't. Shit. Totally forgot.
So yeah, no, it was good.
So I'm glad he's back next
Almost
week, because
finished
he'll
the
be able to use him to his full potential, because it's going to get real on Monday.
Yeah, he's going to get real.
Yeah, I kind of knew I wanted to finish this so you could each just because next week is going to be, and I know I keep saying this, but next week is going to be tough, right? Next week's going to be the hardest thing we've done so far, or you guys could do something stupid and piss through it. But I kind of need you all on point with your own characters. I don't want you sort of then trying to have to negotiate Samau's character or Kirik or those sorts of things. So yeah, I mean, even Bothrid, I've got to really study very, very hard for next week to make sure he's performing to his full potential. I've pretty much got Bothrid down pat now, but yeah, it's about everybody being on point next week.
No pressure.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of very normal hits, just in the hopes that I can well time a superiority dice, my one and only for this fight. So it's going to be interesting.
Here's where we'll just roll really shit now.
Oh yeah. I'm just
We'll
like,
have the best strategy in the world to just roll a 2.
I'm going to be rolling 2s and 3s. I'm just like, oh, brilliant. Yeah, brilliant. Thanks for that.
If that's the case, I'll just cancel the stream and do it again the next day. We'll try again tomorrow.
Campaign 2 could well start in 2 weeks.
Oh my god, well, yeah. Choosing our characters is next week. Yes.
Yeah, Malt, Magic and More will just be an obituary for what was our characters.
That's just drinking our sorrows. Oh, dearie me. Right.
So, yes. First thing to deal with is Potthrid and Algon.
Oh my goodness me. Yeah. Yeah, they're brilliant. Got to work out what the hell to do there.
Well, I think Bothrid might be a poisonous plant at least, so we can chuck him.
He is quite literally just a fucking potted plant.
Wow.
But
That's-
yes.
So does that mean he
And
has
of course-
the stats of a plant?
Yep.
Fuck me.
There's a
potted plants
I suppose-
specifically.
Yeah, so that is a. Let's think about the walking speed of a naught. That's it.
So like a strong wind could kill him.
Harsh winter. A dog pissing on him. You know.
Just entering my house kills all plants. We can't even keep cactus alive in my house.
Wow, that's impressive. That's a feat. Oh dearie me. Right. On that note, thank you very much for tuning in for another episode of Malt, Magic and More. We've been rambling on for far too long, and we are, I think, quite nervous about what's going to happen next week, as I'm sure we should be. Do please tune in for our live stream on Monday to find out whether we fare well or not so well in that particular area. Yeah, this is going to be a hell of a fight. Please tune in, and then if you can't, you'll find our episodes all on YouTube and also in audio form wherever your podcasts can be found. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight, and I hope that you have enjoyed it. We'll see you next week.